If this is your first video, this app is a free open source Shiny app that helps researchers, students, and teachers explore how research terms are defined across different sources and how those definitions connect. In this tutorial, we will look at the definition level analysis tab, which focuses not only on words, but on the relationships between full definitions of a term. So this is the definition level analysis tab. On the left, you can use the drop-down menu to select a term. Let's make meta-analysis again as an example. You can simply type the term name or select it from the drop-down menu. Okay, so on the right, now you'll see a definition relationship network. Each circle or node represents a single definition of meta-analysis in our dataset. Each line, or what we call edge, shows the relationship between two definitions based on their cosine similarity. It is a measure of how similar the wording of those definitions is. The thicker the edge, the higher the similarity. In other words, thicker lines mean the definitions are worded more alike. This graph is interactive. You can zoom in or zoom out to examine the clusters more closely. If you hover over a node, you'll see extra information about the source of that definition. For example, whether it came from Wiktionary or other sources. If you zoom in closer, you can see the unique definition identifier of that particular definition. Let's say this is called a meta-analysis, number 27. You can always go back to the dataset and type in meta-analysis again to filter all the rows and look for the definitions. Meta-analysis number 27 is here. There's also a quicker and easier way to check the definitions. You can just click the node. Then the corresponding definition's unique identifier would be highlighted in bold. It will also turn orange. The selected definition will appear below the graph here as well. Then you can read it in an easier way. So this way you can not only see how similar or different the definitions are, but also immediately read the exact wording here. So how does this network work and what does it show us? If you see a cluster of tightly connected nodes with many thick edges, that means those definitions are very similar in their wording. They share much of the same language. You can see this is a cluster, another cluster here as well. If a definition sits at the edge of the network, let's say here, or maybe this one, that means that the wording used in these definitions is a little bit more different from the rest. For meta-analysis, you can see most definitions cluster around the idea of combining results from multiple studies. But you may also find a few definitions that highlight less common aspects. For example, statistical models. So these stand out as less connected, but overall you can see people's understanding of meta-analysis is more or less similar. You cannot find a really special outlier in this graph, but you can always check out other terms and see if the definitions of that term have been consistent in the literature. So this function can be useful in several ways. Let's say students can use it to understand how consistent or varied a term's definitions are that can help them learn new concepts. Teachers can use the graph in class to elicit discussions about why some definitions cluster together and some others differ. Researchers can quickly see whether there's a shared consensus on a term or whether different communities use the term in different ways. So if you notice an outlier definition, you can click on it, read it in full down below, and decide whether it fits with a perspective that you want to adopt in your own academic writing. So that's the definition level analysis tab. This video is part of the Research Terms tutorial playlist. Next, we will look at the term level analysis tab, where we compare concepts with each other. You can find the playlist link on the app's homepage or in the description box down below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.